difference. And then the last one is because they don't have interpersonal and intrapersonal communication skills to recognize their own or altered behavior. So interpersonal, meaning the communication that you have with others. Intrapersonal is the communication that you have with yourself, those conversations with yourself. So they lack those skills to even recognize that they are exhibiting that behavior. So according to this article, those are the reasons why women are so goddamn nasty to one another. What do you think? Why are we as women, I say we,
Yes.
okay, why are we so nasty? What do you think?
I could definitely say, yeah, projection would definitely be number one. And also too, I feel like, growing up in a black home, but also more so a West Indian home, I've heard from some of my, other women friends that they were in competition with their mom. Now me, see, now question. I was like, wait, how? There we go. But there's so many women out here who have felt that way, especially in black homes, that their mom was in competition with their daughters more so than anything. And I feel like, of course, you're gonna grow up, catty against another woman. If I'm against my mom against everybody.
Wow. What do you think, Shay?
Well, I've heard of that. Speaking of that, I
Really?
actually had a really good friend of mine. Her mom was like a one-upper, so anything she would do, her mom would do, and it was awkward because I didn't grow up in a household like that. Like, never had any there was never pettiness or competition within the women within my household. So seeing that, I was just like, it was just awkward. But I do think a lot of it is insecurity and projection. I think those are the main things. And the part for sport, I think once certain types of women.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that too.
And certain personality types, that's what they do. Yeah. But I do feel like a lot of it is projection and insecurities. I would definitely.
So have y'all ever had experiences where you've experienced that catty woman, or you yourself have been that catty woman?
I've been
I've been both. I'm gonna be honest and I'll share, but
I don't know how to be catty, I guess, against another woman. I could be catty to I could be petty, you know what I mean? But being catty or being like, oh girl, I don't like you just because I don't like you. Or I don't like you, how you brother. I feel like, no, I don't even know you that deep. And plus, exactly. Plus, I've been on the other side. So that's why I'm like, I can't do it.
What about you? Have you ever experienced it, or you yourself?
I've definitely experienced it, and for most of my life, I will say I did not have a lot of female friends, and I tended to gravitate towards males, and it was a blessing and a curse because I didn't have to deal with the pettiness from women, but sometimes because I would have more guy friends, I got a lot of that aggression. Pettiness, my petty level is like off the charts, but it doesn't discriminate. Like I'm petty with it. Like it just depends on like if you catch me on the right day, or it's always warranted. Like I'm not gonna be petty for no reason. But if you give me a reason to, I'll do it tenfold with pettiness all day. But
Okay, so I've been on both sides. Like growing up, I was teased a lot by girls. I found myself like in fights, in verbal fights with a lot of females, and I couldn't understand like what did I do? And I know I didn't do anything. So as I got older, I just didn't care. So I was not the type that would try to climb into someone's in circle. Like I'll create my own circle. I don't care. I don't have the patience to try to do all that. And if you ever tried me, you can try me, but if you want to, because I've never been a punk. I say to myself that I've never been a punk. So there's been situations where I've been tried, and we ended that whole situation knowing that I wasn't the one. But me on the
so the conclusion
don't let all this bouginess fool you, okay? But no, as far as my petty, it's okay. The only reason why I would be petty is because you started being petty first. And so I'm not saying it's right, I know Michelle said when they go low, go high.
No,
but hell, when they go low, I'm going low.
You know my favorite thing, no ma'am, no ham, no turkey.
Right, so those are the only situations where I've been, hell, you started it, so I'm about to end it, so we just gonna pay together.
But like you said, to end it, like, so for me, I'm very much like, you can poke, but I'm going to make sure that my attack is to the point where, you know, don't ever cross me like that. So you put yourself in this situation, and I'm very patient, so I'll give you a lot. But then once I'm done, I'm done. But it's very hard for me to take the high road sometimes, because I feel like take the high road. Sometimes you get the short end of the stick, and sometimes people will keep trying because they, they think that they can. So sometimes you have to show them that you can.
It is a sport.
Yeah.
The sport comes in. You know, they think that the poke of the bear is so fun, and then it's like, but do you not know that bears bite?
But then vice versa. Now bears bite, and now this is about to be a whole sport. So I just joined this competition too. But have you ever noticed that, like, it happens in certain situations? I've noticed for me, it typically is in the workplace.
Oh,
you know, because obviously, like, my friends, like, I choose who I want to, surround myself with. So that level of pettiness doesn't happen. But it's at work when that, when that one person. I had a supervisor that, I don't know if she was intimidated by me, but she would always attack me. And I would have to ask a colleague, is it just me, or she's literally always coming at it? He was like, yeah, she is. But I did the same thing, and she didn't say shit to me. And I was like, what the? So there were times, because she still was my supervisor, but there's sometimes some doors that will open that will allow you to be able to be a little petty, So it always is at the workplace.
That's what I experienced, and as y'all see from my post, like
man,
I'm
like, I have to go to a stage job with a badge. Let's just post up at your job. Oh,
95% of it is because of nonsense in the workplace, and I get a lot of like the microaggressions and the cattiness, and we just had an issue with a group of ladies all worked in one office, and fortunately for me, where I work in the back, so I have my own area, so I'm separate from all of that. But it was just tension with them all the time, and I was like, thank God I don't have to deal with that. But still, every once in a while, they'll throw something out, and I have to calm down, be a little nasty nice, or I'll be petty with my email and copy paste. I
love a good read email.
my last email. Or I'll hit it with a noted period.
I love saying, duly noted. Okay, now, do you find the pettiness more amongst us black women or amongst women that are not of color? What has your experience?
I would say the open pettiness, black women.
Yeah. Okay.
For sure.
Live and direct.
It is live and direct, you're right.
And it burns and it hurts.
No, you're right.
And you're like, why are you doing this to me? Because I'm your sister. But at the same time, you have to think, maybe she's hurt again. But live and in charge is a black woman. However, workplace, that's something totally different.
Yeah, I will say, in where I work, I am the only black female there. So it's and it's been hard to kind of navigate that, because also I have to be very careful about my pettiness, and even just me being straightforward and saying, hey, this is not okay, because it turns into that narrative of angry black woman. So sometimes I get stuck in between that, and I hate that. But I will say the black woman is very, like, there's no veil over it. It's very live and direct in your face, and I mean, it hurts, but I
appreciate that smile and
Okay, so speaking of black women, I pulled this article from, so we try to preserve and we become competitive amongst other black women because there aren't that many good black men available. So the one good black man that is out there, the claw's about to come out amongst us black women to get that one good black man. What do you think about that?
Ooh.
Speak on it. Oh, speak on it.
Let the cup run over.
Yes, my cup is running, baby, because it's sad, but it's true.
Slim pickings. It
Yeah.
is slim pickings.
And it's like, but how far are we taking this back? Because this is deeply rooted if we're really,
I mean, if you think about it, a lot of men back in slavery were pulled from their families and sent to other, lands. And so, women are now left by themselves to raise a family. And so you're limited with options of who, to be with.
It's almost like survival. It's a survival method. And if you think about it, how deeply rooted it is, and I don't think people really, when you stop and think about it, not that it justifies it, but it makes it easier for me to comprehend and say, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it hurt less. But slavery times, it was the whole dynamic of the black family has been ripped apart. And we just kind of have to make it work, and there are a lot of black women out there doing it by themselves. So to find, and not saying that there are no good black men out there, but just it's hard to find. So, but I just feel like my philosophy, if it's for me, it's gonna be for me. And if it's not, it's not. I can put myself in that position for this person. If it's not supposed to be, it's not supposed to be. But it's almost the equivalent to Black Friday shopping. Everybody wants that, So you see all how those people act. And it's just, and I feel like it's the same way. They want it. It's a hot commodity. I need it. So
good point. Okay. So we're talking about why are women so petty and catty, okay? We're gonna take a quick break, but share your thoughts. Call up at 813-574-9850. Let's play our boy Hype.
Yes.
Run the mic.
It's so catchy. Yes. Go ahead,
Travel a map, international graduate, know how to act, got a home, but you face in my life last week and she ain't look the sense. Prepare the circles, right? You wanna get me pissed. I'm further, further, the I'm from a hood, baby, swinging back and burns. Back and over for surface, looking over shot. I'm with a team of girls that you can't come over. Trying to earn a dollar for all of the sink to swim. So I twist a pill around in case I'm glad to break the gym. Had to break it down to make it sound like a mouse. Type the one, all you need is me inside the pack of house. I was on it, grab a hunt, get some drinks and drag a blunt. Want me to fight, pull this shit, my sweet, I'm a couple of tags. You wanna fight, really you want, playing the keys and cuff in the bag. What is you mad? Cause I know my shit, and why you couldn't have. Want me to fight, pull this shit, my sweet, I'm a couple of tags. Want me to fight, pull this shit, my sweet, I'm a couple of tags. You wanna fight, really you want, playing the keys and cuff in the bag. What is you mad? Cause I know my shit, and why you couldn't have. Want me to fight, pull this shit, my sweet, I'm a couple of tags. See if I don't laugh, see if I don't brag. Tag to make the beast when I look my fucking so bad. I'm not your regular Joe, on me the one at the head of your phone. Reach my peak up and get it on. Feel myself in a second ago. Still peeping, love in the new season. Reason why you in the pieces. Leaving me with no pretense, so we can leave it, don't keep it. Tag, gotta keep your previous to self. That's if you leave in your health. I stay redeeming even if you think that you leaving the show. My brain different, I'm pain giving and lean drifting. I ain't picked up the same habit you did, I'm raised different. Ain't giving the slightest of room inside of the room with the mic up and lights. I can't with it. Up ahead, what you making on that you can't get it. Doing this shit in my sleep, popping a couple of tags. You wanna fight, really you don't. Playing the keys and cuffing the bag. What is you mad? Cause I got my shit in wild that you couldn't have. Want me to fight, doing this shit in my sleep, popping a couple of tags. Want me to fight, doing this shit in my sleep, popping a couple of tags. You wanna fight, really you don't. Playing the keys and cuffing the bag. What is you mad? Cause I got my shit in wild that you couldn't have. Want me to fight, doing this shit in my sleep, popping a couple of tags. Doing this shit in my sleep, popping a couple of tags. Want me to fight, doing this shit in my sleep, popping a couple of tags. Want me to fight, doing this shit in my sleep, popping a couple of tags. You wanna fight, really you don't. Playing the keys and cuffing the bag.
Hey, and I bring my thoughts from the car to the table every Thursday at 8 p.m. on Keeping It Real Underground Radio. All right. We're back. I have my girl Danielle T and Shay Lee Bray. We're talking about where's the sisterhood? Why are women so catty and petty? So I pulled an article from Forbes .com, and it talks about science proving that women are mean. Period. That I guess, okay, so according to this study from the University of Iowa, a professor was able to show that women are evolutionary programmed to act aggressively and bitchy towards women who are perceived as sexier. Okay, so, and she gave an example too. She said if you were to walk in a room and there's a woman that you deem dressed inappropriately, then in turn, that aggression, that pettiness will come out. It's just, we're just programmed that way. So my question to you, have you ever judged a woman based on what she was wearing, and did you respond or act out?
I don't think I've ever acted out. A lot of times I'll have internal dialogue, or I will, like, if I see something, I'm gonna stare. I don't care what it is. But I don't think I'll like say something, but a lot of times I'll see something, and it depends where I'm at. Like if I'm in a group and I see, like, if it's colleagues or something like that, and I see something, I immediately, I'm like, am I seeing this? Then I'll look up just for confirmation. You look
You
like,
got that on.
really?
Right.
What was she think? Like,
She don't have any
Okay,
friends.
there was no,
yeah.
there was no friendship.
Or she has some friends and they all dress like they all dress the same. Have you experienced that?
I would say I'm probably the one getting stared at.
Yes.
I don't wear clothes. And but the thing is about that though is,
So would you wear this to a job interview?
no.
Okay, so you know that. Okay.
But that's the thing though. The women who do wear this to job interviews, I'm like, okay, girl, you bold.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Now I'm staring for sure.
Right.
Thinking to myself, you are bold.
Yeah.
But I don't act out because I'm like, I wear it. That's what I feel comfortable in.
Yeah.
I do feel comfortable in less clothing because it's hot.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like it's just, yeah, you do you. But I'm for sure staring.
I'm staring too. Like I agree with you. I have those like internal dialogues. Like, what am I seeing? What possessed her to put that on this morning? And then if it's like an event, like, and I don't know you, I probably don't even. And this may be petty. I probably don't even want to associate myself with you. So I'm not mean, but I'm not going out my way neither to befriend you or hold a conversation.
You don't. Well,
You don't want to be
but there's
associated.
nothing wrong with that because
Okay.
sometimes you can be judged by the group of people.
Exactly.
So if I'm at a function and it's more professional, so to speak, and I see some woman that comes in and maybe like she's got on like either super tight pants or like a super short
Yeah.
shirt and like boobs hanging out, like we actually have at the job that I'm at, like you can have on your signature block, you can have pictures, like your picture.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the pictures, it literally looked like a Tinder selfie.
Yeah. So I had someone tell me that because we've gone to this Zoom platform now for meetings, and he was like, "Yo, your picture looked like a Pornhub." I'm like, "Oh, really? Damn!"
Yeah.
I guess I'll change it, but like, damn.
This is porn.
I was like, I was smizing, just all in the eyes, I guess. But I was like, okay, really judging all that?
You gave them
I guess I was giving mesmerized at a staff meeting.
That'll do.
Okay. So let's talk about what makes things petty. So have you ever experienced the stare down?
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Tell me about it. What happened? What did you say?
You know what's crazy too? I experienced the stare down with couples more than anything. And then it's like, especially if I'm by myself.
Yeah.
I like walking by myself
Yeah.
and things like that. And like, if I see a couple and we walk past, I'm a friendly person. Y'all know
You are.
this. So
Danielle is too damn
I'm
friendly.
super and it's like, I literally smile at the girl first.
Yeah.
Just
Yes,
so she
that's the
knows
rule.
I'm
Yeah.
not looking at him. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm looking at you. With the body.
I smile at her, and she looking at me like, how dare you scandalous whore.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no
contact.
With the female?
With both of them. Like, I
See,
don't
it's a damn shame.
just because I don't like that, like, because sometimes they'll either get really extra or they give me like the stank face, and I'm like, first of all,
I don't care.
I'm trying to be friendly, and then sometimes I'm just like, why are you so worried about me?
Right.
Worried about your man. Or why are you looking at me funny when your man's
When your
looking
man's
at me
looking
sideways?
right.
Check him. Don't worry about me because
Yeah.
I'm going about my business.
I used to do that. I used to do that. Like if I saw couples, I would avoid and I would look down or look to the side because it has been my experience to it creates an awkward situation. But now I'm like, I don't care. I'm smiling at you, I'm smiling at him. Hi, how are you doing, beautiful? Hey, how are you doing, sir? Like I don't even care anymore. Like what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Fight me?
What you gonna fight me?
Should I spoke? Alright, because I
What you gonna do? Because I
Because
spoke.
I'm friendly.
And honestly, I'm not, like I said, like I'm not looking at your man, I was looking at your fine ass. I was looking at that fat ass.
But now you're ugly.
Now you ugly.
So both of y'all ugly yourselves.
Like a juice, like, hey, can I talk to you since you don't?
Alright, so what are some things that you consider petty? What are some petty situations? So we talked about the stare down. What about not speaking? Because, okay, I am guilty. And it's not because I'm being petty. I promise you all I am not mean. But sometimes, like, in my mind, I said hello.
Okay, so
And I'm smiling. No, and I'm smiling from ear to ear inside. I'm cheesing like shit.
Y'all know the count.
But I know. And that's why it's hard to go with you some places because she be speaking. And I'm like, damn, I gotta speak
I
now.
got up from her within like 15 seconds.
And you saw how long it took me to get over there.
But honestly, like, because when the first time I met, it was you two.
Uh-huh.
We were together, and this
Just
red
so
sunshine
she's-
walked in, and when you came out, I was like, oh, I don't know. But then I had to check myself because a lot of times I get people like, we think you're so mean, and I'm like,
Yeah.
they're like, smile, and I'm like, first of
But you
all,
are the sweetest, most kind-hearted individual ever.
a little crazy.
I mean,
But
about that.
it's
But it's
blanket-
Daniel.
it's blanketed.
Anything wrong with that?
Nope.
Her man is up here. He said the right thing.
But it's blanketed in love, but
Right.
I'll get, oh, you look so mean, but that's also very sexist because men are not expected to walk down the street and
Smile.
So
You're
why
right.
should I have to?
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
So I'm going back to not smiling because I adjusted my whole world. Because I used to get that, oh, you don't smile enough. And I was like, shit, damn, okay. Let me start smiling. Let me start smiling. And I'm just like, oh, God, this is so funny. I don't feel like
I
it.
don't want to, and it's just my face. And
Yeah.
even at work, they're like, what's wrong? And I'm like, this is my happy face. Like, what are
So
you
that's
talking about?
my petty then.
What?
The complete opposite.
Yeah.
I turn into a total bitch.
What do you mean?
So the smile disappears. Like,
The
because
day that she's not smiling, you know shit is about to go down.
run for cover.
Oh my God, the first time I seen Danielle not smile, I was like, oh, and then this whole New York came out, I was like, oh, I got quiet, I got scared. I was like, oh,
I don't think
well,
I've experienced that.
girl.
But I know it's in you.
It's in me. But that's the thing is that's my petty. So if people, for instance, if I say something to y'all, of course people usually respond 9 times out of 10. But of course there's always that one person who just looks me dead in my face like I'm speaking a different language. And I'm like, okay.
So you're saying like if you speak and they don't return,
Oh,
okay, that is a
And
problem.
they'll look me dead in
No, I
the
agree.
eyes.
No, that's rude.
And so then, from then on, you're dead to me. And it's like, oh man,
I
everything you do is absolutely wrong.
Right.
Like even if you're like, oh, do you want this pencil? I will slap it out your hand.
Yeah,
And be like, yes, now you can get it for me.
I think that's wrong. I think
Like,
that's wrong.
That's warranted though. Because I feel like that is the ultimate disrespect.
I agree.
And,
Yes.
and I see a lot of that, especially in the workplace.
Yes.
I've worked with some of these people and won't
That's
even
when I
look
get
in my eye.
louder. That's when you get louder. I know my pettiness comes out if you don't speak.
I'm
like,
very sarcastic.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Like, come on now. I know you heard me. Now you gotta hear me sing. Okay, so we agree. Okay, so the not speaking, it depends. we're saying it really depends, but it's not necessarily petty. It just all depends on the whole situation, how it was delivered.
Okay, so there's a difference in ignoring somebody,
Yes.
and then like sometimes, and I'm very soft spoken.
Right. And
So a lot of times people are like hello or like good morning, and one thing that pisses me off, like sometimes at work, like they'll be like good morning, and I'm like
I heard you. I just
and I
didn't come out
said
yet.
I heard you, and I said good morning, but
Okay.
so,
Yeah. Okay. So what else? What are some other petty examples?
clicky, clicks,
Okay.
snickering,
Okay.
that kind of stuff.
I agree. When it's intentional, because we've had this conversation before, because we tend to hang out together a lot, but it's not because it's an exclusive girl clique. We're not like that at all, but I worry sometimes that people perceive that as cliquey. I never want anyone to feel left out, but because of who I am, my circle is really small. So if I'm comfortable with you, I'm comfortable with you, and I'm riding with you, and that's no new friends, like Drake said. So it's like that's how I operate. But I feel like there are cliques out here that are intentional mean girls. Have you ever experienced that?
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
High school, it was actually, they were frenemies, and I don't think I really realized it until like after the fact, because we were all like together in a band, we used to like dance together and stuff like that, and I thought we were cool, but as we got older, my father was very strict, so a lot of times they hung out, I couldn't do so.
Right.
So after like high school, I was like, well, they're probably so accustomed to me not being able to go and do things, so it's always that group. And I just realized I started picking up on things, or I would reflect back to things in high school, and I'm like,
So why do you think they were acting that way towards you? Like,
I feel like it was insecurities, probably jealousy, and I don't say it in like a conceited way, but just, and sometimes some of the women that are jealous, and like you have no reason to be. Like you're jealous over something that you think that I have that you don't have, and you don't realize that there's somebody who would die to have whatever features or the like that you have.
yeah.
So, but it's unfortunate, but sometimes like now I tell people, I'm like, I'm sorry you didn't get enough hugs.
Girl,
my thing now is who the fuck hurt you? It wasn't me.
It wasn't me, sis. How about
I'll
you?
take it too.
Have you experienced the whole mean girl cliquish?
I would say in high school, for sure. But I'm fine now. And I just want to let that be known. So honestly, yeah, that's changed. To be honest, I do know a couple of the mean girls, and it's crazy because I still have the memories, and I'm not sure they do. But I still have the memories where, I was laughed at, or a couple of things were said. I had to learn to be a class clown because I had to take the bullying to a next level. Like, I wasn't going to continue to be roasted without me roasting back. So now that I think back on it, or when I was younger and I think back, like, oh, okay, well, these roasts were a little harsh. I was a little charbroiled at that point. And now I'm like, wait, okay, but these are the same people that I like. Oh, you look good, girl. And I'm like, yes, I do. That's it. It's in the bag. So.
Man, okay, so I haven't really, like I said, I haven't experienced that. I've experienced the snickering, and when you know someone's really talking about you, but like an actual clique ganging up on me, no. I do remember one incident in college. I went to an all-female university. And I remember, I don't even know why. So I'm from Baltimore, and the school I went to is in DC. And if anyone knows, Baltimore and DC are two different worlds, okay? And for some reason, it was like this drama with Baltimore versus DC. I was completely oblivious to it. Like, I didn't know. And so I remember like a group of girls snickering about that, and they're like, yeah. And one day we just happened to be in the elevator. I was solo, but it was like 4 girls. And I heard them talking. I literally turned around. I said, do you have a problem with me? Is there something that we need to have a conversation about?
Yeah.
Girl, it got silent. Ain't nobody say nothing, and I was like, oh, okay, so we good. I got off my floor and I went to my dorm. So I was like, okay, so now I know to approach it head on. Like, I'm not gonna even allow you. You have something to, you have something to say.
Stopped it right there.
Let's address it. But this whole sniggering, laughing behind my back, nah, sis, that ain't gonna work.
Not for me.
Not for me. No, not at all. Okay, any other petty experiences or things that you would deem petty?
Definitely, we touched on it earlier. If you're a friend or you got a girlfriend, please, I like being honest with y'all. I feel like that is a true relationship. It's honesty. If you have on a pink outfit and you put on yellow lipstick, I'm not gonna let you walk out the house. I'm not gonna say, hey girl, you look great. I might just be like, we can change the lipstick or we can try to.
Yeah.
And
that part.
then we can ask, even then I can ask you, do you want to look like a black today? And if you do, then I'm all for it, my love. However, I feel that's petty. There are girls who will allow their friends to look a certain way, act a certain way in public, and a kiki videotape them, be like, girl, that was a fun drunk night or whatever, that was funny, and it wasn't funny, truly, deep down inside for the girl, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like that's a petty thing that a lot
It's a
of
form of
people.
sabotage. And some females will do that intentionally just because it's a one-up for them.
Yes.
So it's almost like, there was a movie that came out some years ago, and it was like how they had like a friend that was like a little less attractive, but they kept that person around so they would, because they felt like they would shine. So I feel like there's some people that will intentionally like sabotage you, or be like, hey girl, you look good, and you look at a picture that you took, and I'm like, that person looks good, that person looks good. I've been busted.
Nobody told me.
You know what? I must have like some type of sixth sense or something. I don't know, but like I'm blessed that I can spot bullshit. You know what I mean? So like if I know it's in you, I don't even let you get close to me. Like it's just not happening. We gonna keep it, hey girl, my girl, but you won't get in. You won't penetrate this circle. So like I won't even allow you to be in front of me or to sabotage or any of it. I can honestly say the women that I'm friends with are real women. Yeah. All right, I have an example for you because I seen this post. This girl was going on because she has a man, he's fine, but women would always comment on his picture, but never like any pictures that they're together. And so is that petty when you have women that's constantly commenting on your man's picture, talking about, ooh girl, he fine, ooh yes, you looking nice today, knowing good and damn well he got a woman.
So I feel like,
speak on it today.
I feel like there's a unspoken, unwritten rule. So whether I know the person or not, I'm not going to, like, if I see that person has a significant other, I'm just either not going to like it because I don't want to get caught up in anybody's mess.
Yep.
But if I'm going to like one picture,
I'm liking it all.
Like,
same. I do the same.
And then if it's the one with their Exactly.
Yes, I feel that is an unspoken rule. But I also feel like, again, it's an unspoken rule but for us women, I don't think you should comment on a man's picture. You go to her page, because I know she did about 5 of them couple pictures.
Yeah.
Girl, all of these are cute. I
Yeah.
love these.
Yeah.
Don't do nothing to his page.
Yeah.
Love it on hers and keep it.
Like, what if you're not friends with her? What if you're friends with him, but you know he has a woman at home?
I would still, because I have a lot of guy friends. I would still be like, yeah, you and your girl are gorgeous, like things like that. And I want to get to know her too, because again, if this is my friend and I want to show you that this is just my friend, I want to be cool with you too.
Yeah.
So I'm wrong. Girl, what's your Instagram?
We all want to be
I want to
friends.
follow you, girl. This is cute. I want to be your friend. So that's it.
Okay, we're going to take another quick break. We are talking about where is the sisterhood? Why are women so goddamn petty and catty? Call us up at 813-574-9850. When we come back, we're going to talk about ways to combat this. How can we promote empowerment in sisterhood?
Road bridge at the fed block. Like this ain't shit, niggas only talking about the top. You poppin' out and get that you down on you hoes and your faces only good. I want the big bang road bridge at the fed block. Like this ain't shit, niggas only talking about the top. You poppin' out and get that you down on you hoes and your faces only good. For that 9 to 5, but I need that bag. Looking at my street and stacking up the cash. Blackie's on my feet, right up on my teeth. Never smoking weed, never had no kids.
Big bang bang.
Ridiculous, I got me so delirious. Money like a crucifix, pussy church Nicholas. Tonight she got thrown away. I be every little bit. You want catchers do a lick, call me daddy. Shitty bang for a bridge and a fed block. Like this ain't shit, niggas only talking about the top. You come loud and get that you know I do. But every one hoes,
I know these bitches ain't playing with me. She calling my phone just to comment, posting a picture cause she want a man to see. Then I do something, get off and hang shit up till I can be. But if I go to go up, and so far up, they think it's a phase. I'm paying my way to the game, like all the pain won't keep asking me. Not the only problem with life, me or insane, that's a catastrophe. I do this shit off the brain, they think it vivid, I just
I
imagine.
want the big bang for a bridge and a fed block. Like this ain't shit, niggas only talking about the top. You poppin' lock and get that you know I do. But down on you hoes and your faces only good.
Big boss, so you know this shit costs. No point to argue, I'ma make a whole savage go get rocked. Don't make me mad, approach you fast, I'm on your ass. Press the gas, you just got passed, now you flat out on your ass. Nigga don't text me, make a bad bitch respect me. And he ain't know, now you know you a hoe, now get a chance to check me. And fuck your 9 to 5, I say hi, I love feeling clouds, you can't sit with us. I'm the driver, golden roller
I want the
side.
big bang for a bridge and a fed block. Like this ain't shit, niggas only talking about the top. You poppin' lock and get that you know I do. But down on you hoes and your faces only good.
I feel that. That was Empower with Big Bank Master. Empower, yes, I was good. Yes. All right, so we're talking about where's the sisterhood? Why are women so damn petty and catty? And so I pulled this article, and I believe it's from Psychology Today, and it was talking about how to deal with your competitive thoughts. Okay, so if you're in a situation and you're like, you are about to be petty, stop. It says to acknowledge that you feel competitive. Try to recognize when you feel competitive without trying to justify or rationalize the emotion. Accept the competitive thought for what it is. Simply direct, or let it be simple, direct, and even mean. Allow yourself to take pleasure in that anger thought. So pretty much acknowledge. All right, the second one is don't act out. Okay, competitive thoughts are always acceptable. Being cruel to someone is not. So don't say things you'll regret or start building a case against the person you feel competitive with. And then lastly, identify and challenge your inner critic. Try to recognize how you might be putting yourself down in relation to someone else. Look for ways you may be holding yourself back in competition. Take action to go after what you want that counteracts this withholding pattern. So what do you feel like? How do y'all feel about those 3 tips that were given from this article about dealing with competitive thoughts? Do you think it's realistic, or could we just want to be bitches in life?
In a perfect world. But I do think it is important to acknowledge it, and I like that it's stated there that it's okay.
Yeah,
And it is. I think there's a difference between thinking and acting on something.
Yeah.
So you can feel a certain kind of way, but you have to always tell myself, like, I have no problem checking myself. Like,
Yeah.
I feel myself, like, I will put myself in
Yeah.
timeout. I know, like, if I'm feeling bitchy,
Yeah.
all right, I'll tell myself, hey, time out,
Right.
chill out, calm
Right.
down. So I've been in situations where, like, it might be, with another female, and it's just kind of like, it just kind of felt like weird. I'm like, for me, I'm not competitive at all. There's not a competitive bone in my body. So anything that forces me to be competitive, I am like immediately like defiant.
Yeah.
So it was like a battle within myself because I was like, what is
Yeah.
this? I don't like this, but why am I feeling this kind of way? And I had to I was almost disgusted that I was feeling that way.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know how to deal with it. But then I had to think, I'm like, we're not in competition.
Right.
Because you can have two women and we could bring two separate things to the table.
Right.
I could bring my plate, you could bring your plate, both of our plates could be full. It doesn't mean your plate is better than my plate, we're just offering different things. So that's how I kind of had to see it, and I was like, all right, okay,
Yeah.
take it to two, calm down, and that's when I feel myself thinking like that, I'm like, it's not a competition, it's.
That comes with growth. That's what you call a grown ass woman. You know what I mean? To be able to recognize these things and take a step back. I feel like I definitely am not the same person that I was in high school. I'm able to take a step back and have that conversation like, Tony's, why are you feeling this way? And let's be real, we're human. We still have insecurities. Sometimes they're gonna come out. Like, that's just real talk. That's gonna happen. And it's okay. Just as long as you're able to acknowledge that and not act out because of your insecurity. Not to act out because sis didn't do it to you. You know? I know, so there's been times, not recently or anything, but when I was just trying to find my sexiness, who I am as a woman, and I would feel insecure if a guy didn't talk to me, he talked to my friend, and it would hurt, just well, dude, what's wrong with me? But I finally got to the place, like what you said, I bring some amazing good things to the table. So it just so happens that what's on my plate, you just are allergic to, or you just don't want. And it's okay. And it's okay, but again, I think that comes with growth. And I think that's the difference between a girl and a grown-ass woman.
That's very true. And it's the difference between, you lack nothing. So you have to keep that in mind, just because how you said, going places. There were times where, the few times that I would go out with a group of girls, we would go out dancing and stuff. And they would get guys left and right, and I'm just dancing by myself.
Right.
I didn't mind, they leave, and they have, and I'm like, the first time I was like, it's whatever. The second time, and I'm
not put deodorant on,
I'm like,
it's really good.
What did I do?
Yeah.
Was it something that I said? Am I not approachable? But it happened consistently, and I was just like, well, it is what it is, but it took me a while to not take offense to that. I was kind of and it was more so I had to catch myself kind of being like, well, what did they have to do? What's going I was trying to figure out what is going on, but then I got to the point where I'm like, it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm fine.
I'm fine. Okay, so I have this article and it talks about ways to empower women, how women can empower other women. And so I'll just go through it and let's chat about it. Boost her self-esteem.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, okay. Empower women, empower women. So encourage the women around you and make them feel special and strong. Encourage your friends to speak up, make sure they know their value, they value their opinion, so that they never are scared to use their voice.
Yes.
Do you find yourselves doing that?
Oh, I do that all the
I do that all the
time.
time.
Yeah, I love to do that
Yeah.
because I feel like that is something that we sometimes lack within ourselves. I know sometimes I have my days where I'm like, I don't like me, and you guys would text me and would be like, girl, that picture was fine.
Yeah, girl. I am feeling good now.
I feel like that's what we need.
Yeah.
I could take it twice a day, but it's a beautiful thing to just give it to someone daily, even if you don't know this woman. You could be like, wow, girl, you look great, or I love your shoes.
I do that now. I don't hold back. I feel like some women are scared to hold back compliments. No, if I feel like that picture is absolutely gorgeous, I don't know, the natural makeup, the ton of makeup, it doesn't matter. If I feel like it's beautiful, I'm gonna comment on it. I want you to know, sis, I see you. You doing this.
And it should be like that. I feel like you never know what somebody's going through. So even a little compliment can completely turn somebody's day around.
So true.
And I like to aim for people who maybe would not expect it. And I feel like there's beauty in there's always something positive you can find about somebody. So But is it gonna hurt me to give somebody?
I
like, a
received
compliment?
texts from both of you all on separate occasions that really was like I needed it. Like I needed it in that moment, and I'm like I felt like okay, I am on the right track. I am doing something amazing. So like it does matter, and it does change it can change your whole day. So thank you.
No, sometimes I will tell you right now, like I'll go to text you something, and then sometimes I'm like,
What?
I don't.
Text it to me, girl. I need to know because sometimes I'm human, you know. I doubt myself. Like I feel like I do carry myself in a way that comes across very like I got my shit together. I'm a super confident woman.
That's what you
You know, and I know I do, but then sometimes I go home and I'm like, ooh,
That's not
together.
a dream.
You at your house when you do that.
They're like, I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, for real? And I'm like, for what? Why?
What I do. Okay, next. All right, the next one, shut down negativity, okay? Bam. Women are constantly exposed to negativity as they are often held to unrealistic standards of beauty displayed in magazines, on TV, or social media. Social media has opened the floor for men and sometimes other women to circulate negative comments about specifically women's appearances. But I think this can translate to any type of situation to shut down that negativity. You see something that's not right, speak on it.
Say something.
Yeah,
Say something.
I agree.
Yeah,
And I think it has gotten worse with social, because there's like no limit. And even like like stuff I said I would never do. Like wearing makeup was never like, I didn't start wearing makeup until I was like 25, 26.
Mhm.
And I had to because I was in a dance company and they're like, well, you can't go on stage.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm not.
You know what? I think, okay, because I don't know if you remember, but this football player made a comment about Jill Scott, and basically he's like, oh, do we still find this attractive? And it was so right. I look at her, I see Amazonian voluptuous woman, and I'm like, okay, so this is attractive, you know what I mean? So like, to see her is just amazing. It makes me feel good. So when he said that, I was like, oh shit, so will we knock you? Like, so that typical IG, and there's nothing wrong because there's a lot of beautiful women out here. I just don't look like that. I am not a size 2-4. I do not have this big elephant ass, you know what I mean? And I'm flat stomach. I got a gut. Okay, you can take all this gut. It's unrealistic.
Or the ones where like their waist is like that, and then they have like,
right.
I'm not shaped like an hourglass. I'm shaped
No.
like a little Twinkie. I'm okay. I have to make peace with it.
He ain't complaining. But it is, you're right, it's super unrealistic and it's so freaking unfair to be held to those standards of beauty, you know what I mean? And we don't look like that. I mean, I've never gotten any complaints, but I'm real about what you about to get when I take these spanks off. This gut's about to suffer. I just want you to know that, and it's gonna take about 5 minutes to get it off, but you want this, right? Take your time. I'm just saying. Slow down the spanks. Slow it down with the spanks. Thank you. So yeah, let's shut down that negativity. All right. Be open and honest. It says this one can be tricky because it's not always easy to be vulnerable. Sometimes it can be hard to share your experiences with others, but it can play an important role in giving other women a voice. Ooh, this is so true. I feel like I've been in situations where someone has really broken down their wall and I didn't see them in that light, but because they shared such a vulnerable experience, my respect and just my joy of just wanting to get to know them, it just changed. And it's like, yes, sis, like I see you, like you are my sis, like I feel you on that. And I try to do that more often. You know, I try to, like if people in my circle break down walls and then let them get to know the vulnerable side, you know? I think it does change the dynamic.
Oh yeah, I try and be as honest as possible.
Try what you are.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
And I love you for that. I do, I love you for that.
I like it though because I know what it's like to feel, you know, dishonest or lied to and things like that. And so it's like, for me, yeah, I want to be honest. I want to be open with y'all because I feel like y'all are my sisters. So this is a connection, even if we haven't grown up together or all that. To me, what makes it different?
Yeah.
You know, like you're still.
It's okay
my
to be
sister.
vulnerable.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Okay, it says advocate for female colleagues. So if you see that sister in, your workplace doing her thing, advocate for her, you know what I mean? Like push for her, I believe in that. Lead by example. This is one of the most important ways you can empower women. Young women are deeply influenced by their role models, so make sure you're a good one. I work with kids, okay? And I see how important it is for them to see, a strong Black woman presence, and also see that beauty comes in all shapes, sizes, and forms. I am just as cute with this wig and these eyelashes on, just as I am with my natural hair, my glasses, and my hair chins that I forgot to plug that one. Okay. I need you to know. That you are beautiful and it's okay. And so I purposely make sure that I'm always leading by example, especially for the teen girls that I work with. You know what I mean?
That's
Because
hard.
they're looking, and there's nothing wrong. And let me make it very clear: there's nothing wrong with the Cardi B's and the Meg Thee Stallions of the world. They're absolutely gorgeous. Hell, I'm looking too. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But that is not what everyone looks like. And I don't want our girls to have this false sense that that is what you're supposed to be achieving. Be you. So
Exactly. But there needs to be more representation across the board.
You're right. Yeah, I agree. We were talking, I can't remember we were talking about that, but just more representation in the music industry. Just period.
It's so easy to think, and I never thought, even in my adult life, I was like, I'm gonna just be or look however I'm gonna look, but I found myself like, when that whole like, big butt, eyes, little waist, and I was like, is it me? Is it me? What now?
We were drinking out the wrong water. Girl, I just grew into this body. I'd be like, oh, where this little dumb come from? Because I didn't look like this. I ain't always look like this.
I always say Chrome did it for me.
Oh.
You sat flat, feel me?
Ain't nothing wrong with it, girl. Ain't nothing wrong with it. So this has become a mentor, but I feel like that's something similar. Support women-run businesses. I think that's
for that. Sure.
I'm definitely for that. What else? Know your own worth. So among women who hold full-time jobs year-round in the United States, Black women are typically paid 61 cents. Native American women 58 cents, and Latinos 53 cents for every dollar paid to white or non-Hispanic men working in the United States of the world. So obviously we're still experiencing inequality. So know your worth and fight for your worth and make sure your worth is known. Good point. You know what? So I know when I used to work corporate America, whatever, the whole negotiating salary. Ooh. Yeah, it can be it is so tough.
It's tricky.
But it's just like, I had to ask myself one day, if I was a white man, would I be timid to ask for this much because I know I'm worth it? They don't do that. So why the hell should we? And I learned from my mom, because like she quick to tell you this is what I'm worth. You can take it or leave it. Because I'm like, she knows her worth. She can take her happy ass somewhere else. And that always amazed me. Like, she never doubted that. And it is what it is. So it's important that we definitely know our worth and we fight for our worth. And women in the industry, as entertainers, as creators, that we are knowing our worth. You know what I mean? And that we're requiring people to know, our value. Okay. So there's one called Fight Against Injustices. I think we spoke on that. Helping new moms to adjust, I guess. Encouraging moms to recharge. Okay, because sometimes,
it can be. I feel, I'm not a mother. But,
me neither. You know nothing about that at this table.
But from what I've heard, it's not all cake, and I kind of feel like it's very sugar-coated motherhood, and no one really talks about how gritty and draining it is. So I feel like it's hard, and also for mothers, I feel like there's an unrealistic expectation. Like, I had a friend, she was like, well, I felt guilty for being like tired. I'm like, you should.
You had a whole child come out of your. Man. Okay. So pretty much, let's empower each other. You know, let's start at this table and going forward and empower women to empower other women and just keep that cycle going. I hope you all enjoyed this. Shay Libre, Danielle, please tell the folks where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram, Danny's_Grammy. That's DANIES_GRAMMY.
And good old Shay, where can we find you?
You can find me on the gram, it's Shay Libre, that's HAELIBRE. Ooh, I did good. You can also find me on Facebook. I am under Gunther May Moody.
Yes.
Awesome. And you can find these two ladies in my upcoming project, Three Femme Fatales. We are filming this weekend. These ladies are extraordinary, and I'm really excited that we have so much amazing women talent in this production.
Yes.
But I'm your girl, Tony Shantae. You can find me on Instagram at TheRealTonice, and that's TONEICE. And you can find me on Facebook at Tony's Evans, and also on YouTube at the Tony's Evans Production. And with that, be blessed and have a great Thursday.
Hello, beautiful people.